Browning Hi Power was invented by John Moses Browning, who died in 1926 before finishing his design and production of the Hi Power, which years later was picked up by Duodane Suave of FN Herschel. And this double-stack 9mm 13 plus single action only Hi Power was revolutionary for the time, almost twice the capacity of a Luger or a 1911. And in service as a sidearm of military and police departments around the world from 1935 to present. In 2018, at the time, was being produced by Browning Arms, discontinued production of the Hi Power. And of course, when all awesome guns are discontinued by their producers, a lot of manufacturers decide that they're going to begin production of the Hi Power. Amongst those were FN Herschel was the first to announce. I saw these displayed in a glass case at SHOT Show 2022. Followed by Springfield, Dentisis, and Girsan. Now it was the FN Hi Power that I was mostly excited about. I mean, it's the original producer of the Hi Power, so of course they're going to make the best one, in my mind. But what I discovered is that the FN Hi Power is what I've heard people describe as the Franken Hi Power, which means it looked like a Hi Power, felt like a Hi Power, but a lot of the original design was modified and changed more so. Old Hi Power parts won't work with the new FN Hi Power. Now, I haven't shot one yet, so I can't say, whether I love it or hate it, but I suddenly was less interested, let's put it that way. And the FN Hi Power is coming in at around $1,200, and I still have yet to see one in a store or really have met anybody that has seen one outside a SHOT Show. And then along came the Springfield Hi Power, coming at around $800. Now, it's easier to find online, but I've never seen one in a store. And talking to two different gun stores, one has never seen one in the store and the other one has only seen one. But the problem with the Springfield was that they initially had some extractor issues. So those first Springfield Hi Powers that were coming out were having major extractor issues. A lot of feeding issues with that first one. Now they say they have fixed it, and what I've seen through reviews, they've fixed it, and I have not shot one. But I can say that I'm really not interested in that one either. But then along came the Girsan. Now, I've seen many Girsans in stores, and I was not interested in one until I finally held one in my hand. The fit and finish of the Girsan Hi Power was nicer than most new guns today, other than high-end 1911s and high-end CZs and that kind of thing. The fit and finish is way nicer than most guns that are produced brand new today. And you could feel it in your hands. It felt like a high-quality firearm. And then when I saw the price, I mean, it's half the price of the Springfield and a third of the price of the FN Herschel. But the best part is they stayed true to the original Browning Hi Power design and all Hi Power parts you could use with it. And it was at that moment that I thought, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger on this thing, no pun intended. Now, speaking of the trigger, I'm not a big fan. It's got a long reset, and you can't feel the reset, and you can't hear the reset. And I've done this a few times shooting it where I think I let out enough to reset, and I didn't, and I pull the trigger and nothing happens. So, I don't like that. I do have a problem with that, and I probably won't carry it as an actual concealed carry gun because of that. And I will speak to carrying it too a little later as well. Just because I don't like that. That kind of guy, I love the gun, but I don't like that. Now they also make this gun in black, tan, black, and gray, and they make a TAC Ops version that's black that comes with fiber optic sights and a rail. Kind of initially thought about buying a black one and trading out the slides between this and the tan one and having two brand new unique two-tone Hi Powers for the same price as one Springfield, or 2 high powers and 1,000 rounds of 9mm ammo for the same price as the FN Herstal. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that, but I just find it interesting that I could do that. And I'm sure they'll function fantastic. Now, my experience shooting this was it was extremely accurate, completely flawless. I had 0 hiccups with this gun at all. It was so much fun to shoot. Love shooting this gun. It's the first high power I've ever owned. I've shot a few high powers, but it's the first one I've ever owned. And I love it. Again, you know, the thing with the trigger is my hang up. Maybe I'll get past that and eventually carry it. But what I will say about carrying it is it's kind of a medium-sized gun. It's easier to carry than a Glock 17 or a CZ75. It's just a little bit smaller. It's a little bit thinner, it's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit smaller. It's kind of a medium-sized gun, and I like that a lot. You know, it's obviously bigger than a subcompact or a compact, but you know, it's a medium-sized gun, and I like carrying it. I like the size and the way it carried, if that says. But you know, with a little more experience with that trigger, I will get past it, I believe. But for now, I won't be carrying it as my defensive weapon. But there you go. This is the first Girsan gun I've ever bought or owned. I love it. The quality of this gun is really exceptional. If I was going out and they were all the same price, I still think I would buy the Girsan. Again, I haven't shot the other two. So I'm incredibly impressed with it. I started out having 0 interest in it at all. I wasn't interested. I saw them on the shelves months ago, and I was not interested in it at all. But once I held it in my hand, I was incredibly interested. And then the last thing I'm going to say about it is I believe that they kind of beat everybody on the high powers because they're the first to come to the market with a high quality product in mass production. Nobody else has done that. TSIS hasn't done that. FN Herstal hasn't done that. Springfield hasn't done that. Not in a mass production. You can go anywhere and find a lot of these. They're very affordable and they're high quality. So they're the first to market with a high quality, high power out there, I believe. You know, and I'm sure others will come along. But right now, my recommendation, if you're looking for a high power, I get one of these. Again, other than that, I can't recommend the Springfield because I know they had extractor issues in the beginning and I've not shot one. But I chose this one because of the things I've heard about the other two and the things I learned of the other two. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. I definitely can recommend this. If you're looking for a good quality high power, just know you're going to do some trigger training with it, I believe, unless you're used to that already. Is my only hang-up. Love this firearm. Any insight on any of that, definitely put that in the comments below. You know, as time goes by, I'm sure I will shoot an FN high power, and I'm sure I'll shoot a Springfield high power, but right now, man, loving this firearm. Really, really like this gun. Great gun. They nailed it with this, and they did it better than everybody else up until this point, I believe. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, put in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel with Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.